What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today, where yes, I have waited till nighttime to record some videos because it is too damn hot here during the day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my current top 50 overall players for 2022 fantasy football. It's still early, right? It's May. A lot can change here in the coming weeks and the coming months, but that's okay. We need to establish a solid baseline right now, and then we can adjust as the weeks progress. But just a quick reminder, right? My rankings should not match your rankings or anybody else's rankings, really. If they did, if we all had the same rankings, what would be the purpose in even watching a rankings video, right? We're trying to gain different perspectives on different players to try to come up with the best overall consensus ranks that we possibly can. Now, in my rankings here, you're also going to see the consensus rank. I'm going to have them here on the screen as well, so we can kind of go through it together and you can see where some of my main differences are. But let's go ahead and head right into it. Number one overall really shouldn't be much of a surprise, and it's Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, also number one in the consensus rankings as well. You can see in these videos, I'm going to have the consensus rank up here on the side so you can kind of see where I differ on a few of these players. Coming in number two, Derrick Henry, kind of a couple spots higher than the consensus, followed by Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler, and then Joe Mixon, who I also have 3 spots higher. Now, you're going to see a lot of running backs here to start. I kind of utilize my rankings how I would as a draft sheet during my fantasy football draft. So I got to get my running backs early. That's why you're going to see them dominate the first 7 picks or so here, finishing off with Christian McCaffrey and Najee Harris. But one thing that I have not done in years past is include a lot of wide receivers here at the top. But we gotta be honest, right? I mean, there are a ton of solid wide receivers out there in fantasy football that deserve to be picked pretty freaking highly. So we got Cooper Kupp sitting right here at number 8, followed by Jamar Chase at 9, my boy Nick Chubb sitting at number 10, and then Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson finishing out the top 12 overall. Right now, 13, Alvin Kamara. Kind of waiting to see what happens with him in New Orleans. The pending off-field assault charge from last year's Pro Bowl week. What happens, if anything, here in 2022? Waiting to see with that. Followed by DeAndre Swift, Travis Kelce, our first tight end, coming right here, number 15 overall. Then we got Stephon Diggs, playoff Lenny, regular season Lenny, whoever you want to call him, Leonard Fournette at number 17, followed by CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, and Deebo Samuel. And people are already going to be asking, Jake, how come Deebo Samuel, why do you have him lower than the consensus? Well, honestly, I have a little bit of a phobia with players that are kind of disgruntled, I guess you could say. Deebo Samuel trying to work out a deal there with the San Francisco 49ers. It sounds like I love Deebo Samuel. I love what he brings to the field. Kind of just waiting to see what happens with him here this offseason. Followed by James Conner, Mike Evans, and Mark Andrews, our next tight end off the board here, 23rd overall. Then we move on to another wide receiver right here, Tyreek Hill of the now Miami Dolphins, followed by Keenan Allen, and then Damian Harris. Okay, no, even though I'm somewhat on vacation, I haven't been drinking. I have Damian Harris at 26th overall. Consensus rankings have him at 54th overall. Honestly, the only reason that I see people scared off of Damian Harris is because they no longer have Josh McDaniel calling plays. But let's be honest, they're going to run the ball a lot still in New England. Damian Harris is going to be somebody that probably run the tread off the tires because we know they don't really extend a lot of running backs there. Damian Harris, somebody I still like here in 2022, so I got him at 26th, followed by Javonte Williams, who did take a slight hit after the re-signing of Melvin Gordon, followed by Elijah Mitchell, still the lead guy in San Francisco. Josh Jacobs, love some Josh Jacobs this year. Consensus ranking has him at 41. So I have him all the way up at 29, 12 spots higher. I love what that offense is now in Las Vegas, and we could see a lot less stacked boxes for Josh Jacobs, which could result in some higher efficiency and more touchdown opportunities. So he's at 29, followed by A.J. Brown there of now the Philadelphia Eagles. Still kind of weird to say. Love A.J. Brown. They have so many other options there, though. I don't know if Jalen Hurts can really supply these guys with high-end numbers, so that's why I got him down at 30, followed by Saquon Barkley at 31. Yeah, I'm a little gun-shy on Saquon this year. I don't mind him if he's my number 2, number 3 running back, but I really don't want to rely on the guy, so I got him down at 31, followed by David Montgomery, really going to be the bulk of the Bears offense on the ground. We got Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet through the air. David Montgomery should be a lock for 250 plus touches, though, so he's at 32, followed by 33. Here is Zeke Elliott. A lot of people hating themselves some Zeke Elliott. I don't mind him. Once again, though, I don't want him to be one of my top guys like we maybe have depended on him in years past. I want him to be my late number 2, early running back 3, so he's sitting at 33. Then we go down to Jalen Waddle, who was super high in the preseason, right? They've brought over Tyreek Hill, so Jalen Waddle is going to take a slight hit. However, I am not off the Jalen Waddle bandwagon. Then we go to T. Higgins there in Cincinnati, kind of number 2 in that offense behind Jamar Chase, but still plenty of volume to go around. 36 is Michael Pittman. Could definitely see 120 plus targets in Indianapolis. Now has Matt Ryan throwing him the football, followed by 37, which is Kyle Pitts, who should see a ridiculous amount of targets there in Atlanta. Not a whole lot of other options outside of him and Drake London. And then his teammate also, Cordero Patterson, who honestly, once again, people are going to look at this number and say, nah, Jake has a typo here. Jake didn't have a typo. This is 85th overall in the consensus rankings. I have him at 38th. Now, is he going to have the same role as last year? No, of course not. They have other options there. However, they are going to be able to utilize him in different ways, and especially in the red zone. That's why I got him at 38. 39 is Cam Akers. I love the talent of Cam Akers, but I got to see him bounce back a little bit more here from his torn Achilles before I get too excited. 40, Amari Cooper. He would be a lot higher if we knew the outcome of what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson, so we're waiting to hear on that. Then we go down to George Kittle, Terry McLaurin, and Deontay Johnson, followed by DJ Moore here at 44th overall. I'm a little bit lower on DJ Moore, as you can see. And then we go Antonio Gibson, who I'm a lot lower on. Once they drafted Brian Robinson, they brought back J.D. McKissick. It's going to be an absolute running back nightmare in Washington. So I've got him dropped down all the way to 45th. 46th, the rookie Breece Hall, who should get a fair amount of work, maybe not a ton of pass catching work with Michael Carter still there. 47 going to be J.K. Dobbins, Baltimore Ravens. And then we have DK Metcalf here at 48. 49 and 50 is where you're going to see my first quarterbacks, which is Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, because right now I'm feeling fancy. People are going to want to know, Jake, why are they so low for you? Remember, I'm kind of using these as a cheat sheet on how I would draft in my fantasy football drafts. I personally will not take a quarterback before the 5th round. So the 5th round in a 12-team league would be picks 49 or 50. So that's why you're seeing Josh Allen and Justin Herbert right here to round out my overall top 50. So there we have it. We've established our top 50 baseline for 2022 fantasy football. But before you leave the comment down below, you have to remember this. Rankings are supposed to be different, right? My rankings should not match your rankings 100%. If they did, what are we doing? Why would you even be watching a video? You're supposed to be gathering a difference in opinion on certain players by evaluating their rankings. And then together as a community, that's when we come up with the best overall rankings to absolutely crush it here in 2022 fantasy football. But I kind of want to know what you think. What do you feel about your top 50 overall players? Are there any names here that you think should be lower? Are there any names that I don't have listed that you think should be higher? And full disclosure, I feel like there should be a lot more names, but I can't fit 60 players into a top 50. So I had to leave a few guys out, and it hurt my soul to do so. But leave those comments down below. I'm looking forward to see what you guys have in mind here for the top 50 overall rankings. Just a reminder, our draft guide is for sale right now, thefantasyheadliners.com. Head over there now, get it pre-ordered, and then we're dropping it right around July 1st, right around the corner. So you do not want to miss that. But for now, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week. I'm going to go back to chilling. Maybe I'm going to go run through the sprinklers. It's hot out here. You guys have a good rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.